Hello there and welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Heroes, Trails of Cold Steel 2. I'm the RNGenius, but you may call me Eric, and we left off in Amir, right in Emma's bonding event situation. She just knitted a scarf for Celine, so let's see what else she's gonna be doing, or we're gonna be doing together. I'm so glad that Celine ended up liking the scarf after all, even if she is still too embarrassed to wear it. I'm not too embarrassed. I'm just distraught that you wasted your time and energy making something for me. Make sure you get some rest now, okay? Ah, I will. They're so happy together. There's gotta be some place where we can unwind together. Sure. In that case, why don't the three of us head out to the footbath? We've got more than enough time and it's a great place to relax. Oh, that does sound like a good idea. Inviting a cat to take a bath. Yeah, I'll pass, thanks. Suit yourself, Celine. We'll see you later then. Ah, this feels wonderful. Celine was right. About what? She'd mentioned how the hot springs of Ymir had the ability to promote mana recovery for those who use them. Perhaps it's due to there being a spirit vein nearby, giving them the protection of the spirits. Really? That's interesting. It's a shame Valimar can't jump in here with us then. That is very true. Emma, your glasses have all fogged up, you know. Oops, I forgot to take them off. Whoa. You didn't need to get that worked up about it. Although, come to think of it... What is it? You're staring an awful lot. Not that I can see without glasses. Sorry, it's just something that's been bugging me for a while. Your eyesight isn't really all that bad, is it? Nah, you noticed. Things get a little blurry, but it's not a major issue if I use a little witchcraft to compensate. Thought so. You weren't wearing them for our concert, but your choreography was still dead on. But why wear them if you don't need them? In a sense, they are symbolic of a witch's way of life. A witch must carry out their duties while nestled in the shadows of history. Reveal your true nature and you risk straying from the witch's burden and becoming swayed by basic emotion. Grandmother's always said that to me ever since I was a little girl. Oh, that's funny. I'd always pictured your grandmother as this friendly old lady, but it sounds like she's actually pretty strict. She has to be, really. She's both the Hexen clan's elder and a very powerful witch. So she has a responsibility to guide us in all we do. Both Vita and I were scolded by her fairly often during our training. Yeah, I can see that now. But then one day Vita broke a taboo and vanished from the village. Grandmother seems to want to find her and punish her for what she did. But as for me, all I want to do is talk with her and find out what made her do such a thing. If I could just learn that. Sorry, Emma. What are you apologizing for? But you know, sometimes I wonder if I'm being too naive when it comes to Vita. Even still, I'd like to think I've grown up at least a little. Maybe it's about time I stopped wearing these glasses too. I couldn't tell you why, but wearing them somehow makes me feel like I'm always keeping secrets from all of you. You don't have to stop wearing them. Not wearing them would suit you. I get a choice? The what? I can't make both of these choices. I can't whittle out of these. You don't have to stop wearing them. Rean gently put Emma's glasses back on her. Rean? I don't see why you should force yourself to not wear them if you want to. Besides, we're all used to you wearing them now. Really? Still, whether you choose to wear them or not, and whether you're a witch or not, for that matter, you're still the same Emma we'll always love. Don't forget that. Thanks, Rean. That's such a sweet thing to say. After that, they both remained at the footbath and continued whiling away time with pleasant chatter. Your bond with Emma strengthened even further. I like glasses, okay? I don't need to defend myself. Ah, that was so relaxing. And thank you again for encouraging me. I'll always be sure to take what you told me to heart, I promise. Right until the point where I give you contact lenses. Ah ha ha. I'm not gonna do that. Okay. You two have to be chatting about a book. Ah, tidying up the storehouse is such a pain in the neck. Maple, please, make sure you don't say anything like that in front of our visitors. Hi, Rean. Although I can't deny that it's true, my back's starting to hurt even. Ah, gee, I wonder why. I sure wish I had that problem. Oh, yeesh. Please, just stop. I'm so envious. She's got the size, she's got the bounce, and those alone are a seriously deadly combo. Sharon's boobs are pretty impressive too, though. I wonder who's bigger between the two. Purple's clothes always make it kind of hard to tell but how busty she really is. But I'll find out someday. Oh, I'll find out. What the heck? What is this I wish she could act more like a maid sometimes. That, and I wish she could be a little more sensitive. She's always making fun of the things I'm self-conscious about. Yeah. Yeah. Self-conscious and stuff. Guy has to be hanging around here somewhere. Who says? You know, I've got a couple of tricks or two with billiards now. Deciding what our class should do has proven more difficult than I expected. Still, I left Brea Art so that I could make my own decisions about my life. I'll make this one for myself too. Even if the decision is yours, the burden doesn't have to be. House Alberea's problems concern every single one of us. There's no reason you need to sort all of this out on your own. We've been with you this long, that's not gonna change. Thank you, but I'm aware. A better break would help clear his mind and make better decisions. Should I drag him into one? Sure. Hey, wanna come look after Arthur with me for a bit? Who in blazes is Arthur? Oh, was that the name of our family's horse? Got it in one. Since you're kind of a horse expert, I'd really appreciate it if you could help me out with him for a bit. Why not? I'd like to see him myself. Lead on. This is a fine horse. It has a strong air of dignity about it, much like the young horses back at the academy. Yeah, he does. He's pretty friendly too, isn't he? He's been here since Dad took me in, so he's getting up there in years. But he's still got that same energy. Dad still takes him out hunting along with Bordeaux. I see. I imagine his dignified appearance is a result of much experience then. He does appear to be in dire need of some exercise, however. His muscles aren't quite as defined as they should be. Wow, I'm amazed that you could tell. You're not in the riding club for nothing. He hasn't had much chance to get out and about since Dad was injured, so that's probably why. Then, if we can, I'd like to do something about that. What say you giving him a good brushing before we take him out? I think he'd like that a lot, actually. After brushing Arthur and giving him all the care and adoration that a horse could dream of, Rean and Eustace took him out onto the mountain path. He seems really happy about to be out of the village. It's been quite a while since he last had the chance. So it appears. I imagine that he would rather go out hunting with his master, however. Horses are always far more comfortable with their usual rider. My family and the riding clubs are no exception. That makes sense, but with Dad's injuries, I don't think he'll be fit to go out hunting anytime soon. Speaking of the riding club, do you have any clue what's going on back at Thor's? You were the one who managed to get the bike. You were the one who managed to get the bike out of there, so I figure you might know something. Mind you that I was only able to do so through the Noble Alliance. I tried to make use of my position as a member of House Albrea as best I could. Unfortunately, my authority pales in comparison to Father or Rufus's, so I'm afraid that was the most I could do. That's a shame. Still, I appreciate you trying. I really do owe you a lot, even for little things like helping me look after Arthur. I hardly think I deserve your thanks. Being my father's son, some of the responsibility for his disgraceful actions falls on my shoulders as well. I have a duty to do all within my power to atone for that to both Baron Schwarzer and Mir's people. I'm sure my brother feels similarly, even if he appears to be prioritizing his role in the Civil War at the moment. Like I said back in Mariehard, there's no reason for you to feel responsible for what happened here. I understand that you're concerned about your father and your brother, but dwelling on the past benefits no one. All we can do is keep moving forward. You do have a point. No burden out there exists that you should have to shoulder alone. Not as long as you're a member of Class 7. As long as we're together, we'll be able to carry the weight of any burden. But give it everything we've got. One would think I'd be used to how our class works by now, and the imperial nobility should show its spirit through actions over words. Exactly. We both know that what we need to do. We swore to one another when we fought that moment you came back to us. Indeed, and I fully intend to do as promised. The two continued walking along the path with Arthur a little while longer, then eventually turned and descended the mountain. Of course, upon their return to Emir, they gave him a generous helping of food before going back to the Phoenix Wings. Your bond with Hughes is strengthened. Rean and Hughes reached Link level 3, high art support. You get a second bonding event as well, because you're so far behind. Horses are wonderful creatures. After spending some time with yours, I have to admit that I am feeling more optimistic, despite the fact that I'm still freezing after all that time outside. Perhaps I should head over to the tavern and get a hot cup of tea. That should make planning our next move easier. I wouldn't mind a cup myself. Dude, there's literally the hot springs right across the room. But hey, I know we spent a lot of time in there already. No one wants to go back in there. A nice cup would hit the spot right now, actually. Mind if I tag along? I'll help you brainstorm. No objections here. Rean and Eustace then walked to the tavern, and both of them ordered their tea as any fine Erebonian gentleman would. What does that mean? Tea and bread? Are you kidding me? Ah! You're here, Rean! Hey, Alf. Hey, Kiki. Hello! Welcome to our tavern! Thank you for your hospitality. Are the two of you going off to play somewhere? Uh-huh. We're not sure what we want to do, though. I wish we could have more snow like the last time you were here. That would be kind of fun. Please, no. I'm glad to see you're back to your usual cheerful self, Alf. I was horrified when I heard those Jaegers had used you as a hostage, but you don't seem too worse for the wear. They did? It was no big deal, and Mr. Baron saved me in the end. He's just trying to act tough. He spent hours crying afterwards. No, I didn't. Anyway, now that we've run into you, maybe you could come and play with us. We haven't been able to play together in forever. I don't know. We've got a pretty busy afternoon ahead of us. I see no harm in joining them. We can't spare too long, but we could certainly play for a little while. Really? Yeah! Okay, let's go outside then. What's gotten into him? Mr. Guilty Conscience, huh? Rean and Eustace were then led outside by Alf and Kiki, and after a brief debate on what to play, they decided to go with the classic hide and seek. Everyone ready? Ready! Found you, Kiki. Already? Well, that's boring. Okay, now to find everyone else. You're not good at hiding, Rean. Found you, Rean. Wow, you couldn't have picked a place that was less obvious? Well, of course it's going to be easier to find me if both of you are looking for me. I guess that just leaves Eustace. Okay, come on, let's go find him. Nice. Huh? What are you doing here, useless? Nothing. Now go away. There he is. I found him. That didn't take long. You suck at hide and seek. Ah, you're playing hide and seek? That sounds fun. I want to play too. After Milliam joined in, they all played hide and seek for a short while longer, with each of them taking turns at being the seeker. Man, children really do have unlimited energy. I'd say a certain classmate of ours has far too much energy even by those standards. Still, I can never quite become used to playing outside. It's been a while since I last played outside like this. I wasn't expecting you to join in either. I know you're always a hit with kids and all, but still. I wanted to do something to raise their spirits a little. The sooner that boy can forget that awful memory of being taken as a hostage, the better. So that was what you were trying to do. It's really nice of you, Usus. Still, you don't need to worry so much. The children of Ymir are made of sturdier stuff than you think. The thing we can do is make sure they never have to go through anything like that again. Indeed. I, for one, have no intention of allowing my father to do anything so foolish ever again. But I know that I won't be able to stop him alone. I hope to have all of you standing at my side. That goes without saying. As both nobles and members of Class 7, we have a duty to do whatever we can. Your bond with youth is strengthened. Alright. We unfortunately spent more time outside than in, but the exercise did a reasonable job of warming me up. Though after all of that recreation, it's time for me to really start thinking. I need to decide how I should best act, both as a member of this class and as a noble of the Empire. I'm pleased to say the outdoor bath has been repaired at last. Gizmo made it look exactly how it used to be too. It was nice to see you enjoying it last night, too. Many times over. Now the Phoenix Wings can finally return to business as usual. Do come and use the bath whenever you have the chance. Speaking of which, let us use the baths and take everyone along, because as breakers for everybody. Yay! Bathing alone. How nice. At least there's a couple of people inside. Why is Rean bathing alone? Where's Laura? Where's Milliam? Where's everyone? Oops. Okay, that was a thing. That is Sarah's 2 bonding events. This should be Gaius. Like, this is, of course, Magius? You don't have a bonding event? I'm just as perplexed about what to do next as you are. I thought bouncing ideas off Elliot might help me think of something, but again, no dice. I'm afraid my thought process hasn't been much better. It goes without saying that saving Elise, Princess Alphen, and your dad takes top priority for me, but we need to consider the country as a whole before we commit to something. The war's taken away our right to be selfish, which means we need to weigh in on more than just what we want. As nice as it would be to abuse Valamar's power willy-nilly. I feel like I'm beating my head against a wall here. Maybe I'll go get a coffee and try to clear my mind. Nice horse. That's Elliot. This guy is in the church. Sitting in here brings back memories. Do you remember trying to lock down ideas for a concert in the middle of our trip? I guess it wasn't that long ago, but it feels like another lifetime, especially since Crow was with us then. Yeah, it really does. But it's not another lifetime, is it? It's this one. There's no reason that all of us hanging out and having fun has to stay a thing of the past. The only hard part is figuring out how to make that a reality again. which is admittedly pretty hard, but I am thinking of ways to make it happen. It doesn't really sound like he's getting anywhere. Maybe a break would help clear his head. Come on, Elliot, let's take a break. The more frustrated you get over not being able to think of anything, the less likely it is that you actually will. Yeah, I guess you're right. I know just the thing to clear my head. You used to play the lute, right? If it's still around, can we take a look at it? Rean and Elliot managed to scrounge up Rean's old lute from the darkest depths of the mansion. Instruments in hand, the two of them headed over to the tavern. Rean, are you kidding me? The lute? Well, we managed to get permission to play here, but I've got to say, I'm feeling pretty tense about this. I haven't touched this lute in forever, so playing it in front of a crowd all of a sudden is a bit... You'll be fine, just play it like you played the guitar during the festival. One of the best things about music is that it can be made with any combination of instruments. Well, if you insist, I'll give it a go. Better to try and fail than not try at all, right? That music does not sound like Rean at all, but that's okay. And so the two started playing alongside one another. To their relief, the customers in the tavern seemed to enjoy their performance, even giving them a round of applause once it was over. Oh, that was actually pretty fun. See, I told you it would be fine. Not being up on stage or having lights in your face takes off a lot of the pressure too. I sometimes used to perform like this at the concert cafe back at home. Oh really? Still, I'm guessing it would be even more fun if I could play half as well as you do. I don't know if I'm really as good as you make me sound, Rean. I've got a lot of practice ahead of me if I decide to pursue a career in music. Emphasis on the if. That's right, your dad's finally giving you permission to go through with it if you want. Have you started giving it any serious thought yet? Yeah, a bit. Not that I'm getting anywhere. I'm happy to have his approval, but it's still not a decision I can make lightly. It's probably silly to even be thinking about it now. I mean, we need to focus on getting through this war first. Not at all. There's nothing wrong with giving thought about your future when you can. You're right that it's something you can't take lightly, and it's still hard to tell how things will be after this war ends. But if pursuing a life of music is what you decide to do in the end, you've got my full support too, not just your dad's. Thanks, Rean. But right now, we need to focus on our future as a class. Once this war's over, then we can start living for the future. Yeah, you're right. To thank Gerald for letting them perform there, Rean and Elliot helped clean up the tavern. Once they were finished, they happily walked back to the Phoenix Wings. Their bond with Elliot strengthened. Performing with you was just what the doctor ordered. Break's over now, though. Time to get back to thinking. Our futures are at a crossroads here. We can't make this decision lightly. Sarah. What up? Well, seeing as Toval and Miles are safe, I'm guessing all the bracers here in Erebonia are probably okay. All the 3 bracers in Erebonia. Oh, you guys suck so bad. You guys are the worst. 3 bracers in the frickin' largest country on the map. Ah. Okay, Calvert is bigger, I think. But still. Wish I could say the same for our colleagues over in Crossbell, though. I can't even get in touch with Vince. A friend of yours? We go back a ways, yeah. He used to be registered as a bracer here, but eventually he packed up and moved to Crossbell. Anyway, leave worrying about the guild to us. You've got enough on your plates as it is. Just focus on what move you guys are gonna make next. If you feel like you need to take a break, I'd be happy to join you, though. Maybe I should take her up on that. That sounds nice, actually. Would you mind hanging out for a while? Striking while the iron's hot, I see. Alright, I could use the company. I was actually thinking of heading to the tavern for a drink or two. What do you say to a little change of venue? It's fine with me, but I'll stick with living the dry life. Figured you'd say that. Go on, then. No sooner had they arrived at the tavern did Sarah ask Gerald for alcohol recommendations. And after she offered to pay, Rean settled on a ginger ale. Ah, this is the good stuff. It's got a very mellow taste, but it's sweet and refreshing too. I had no idea you could make something so good out of rice and rice of all things. It's a kind of alcohol from the east that Master Kafai brought here, actually. Gerald said it's called Yun Mai Shu. Yun Mai Shu? I think it's called sake, but yeah, you know. That Master Kafai sure knows his stuff. He sounds like a man I'd love to drink the night away with. He's always been a bit of a heavy drinker, so I'm pretty sure he'd take you up on that if you asked. But you might want to cut down on the booze. With things so shaky now, you never know when you'll need to take action. I know. I'm not planning on getting myself plastered when you've got that discussion later on, so don't freak out. I think I've earned a bit of alcoholic relaxation time, personally. After all, I went cold turkey while I wasn't hiding. It was torture. Would you deny your poor instructor some sweet, sweet relief? Sure, relief. Let's call it that. What have you been doing all this time, anyway? We didn't hear so much as a rumor about you. I was just lying low, gathering what information I could through connections from my guild years. Information about what was going on elsewhere in the country, the capital in particular, that kind of stuff. In the capital? Did you manage to find anything out? No more than you did yourself, sad to say. The Noble Alliance is doing a great job of keeping information from leaking out of the city. After that, I decided to sneak into the Koitsen province to follow the Alliance's movements from there. And that was when I ended up getting in contact with Usis. I see. It's pretty impressive you were able to do so much all on your own. Ah, well, working alone and gathering information are the two things I had to get used to during my guild years. So it was nothing new for me. If anything, I'm more impressed with everything you've managed to do. I was glad to see everyone here was okay after that Jaeger attack, too. Sounds like it was a high-ranking corps. Yeah, the Northern Jaegers, under orders from Duke Alberea. Fortunately, there were no fatalities, even if the experience was pretty traumatic for everyone. Dad's woken up now, too, so there's been no real long-term damage there. We had the goddess's blessings in that respect. I'm sorry I couldn't be there to help you when you needed it most, Rean. You don't need to apologize. You couldn't possibly have known what was going to happen. Is something wrong? You look distracted all of a sudden. No, it's nothing. I was just thinking about what a relief it is that your dad is okay. He always seemed like such a pleasant man, especially for a noble. Handsome, too. I don't like where this is going. Oh, relax. I'm just kidding. Anyway, all that aside, you've made it this far. You can make it the rest of the way, too. Just keep your eyes on the future, and that starts by deciding what to do. And that starts by deciding what to do next. You're right. We'll all be counting on your this stuff is awesome! Can you at least let me finish before you wind up passing out on the floor? No. After finishing her drink, Rean led an ever so tipsy instructor Sarah back to the Phoenix Rings. How's she tipsy after one drink of sake? Nice. Rean and instructor Sarah reached link level 3, Deadly Assist. Hi. And one more. Oh, all those drinks got me feeling kinda sleepy. I can't afford to doze off during your discussion later. Maybe I should go out and get some air? A little exercise always sobers me up faster for some reason. How about it? Want to join me? What should I do? Yeah, join her. Alright then, I'm up for it. You are? Attaboy, Rean! Actually, since we've got plenty of morning left to fritter away... No, we don't. We really don't. I've spent like 20 hours spent with my friends already, and it's not even been 5. So, yeah, bonding pointception is quite nice, isn't it? What would you say to a little one-on-one training? Sounds good to me. Just maybe don't rough me up too much, and you're drunk, so I'm not that confident in your ability to hold back. Weird. Well, let's take this somewhere a bit less populated then, shall we? Together, Rean and Sarah headed out onto the valley. There, they found a nice quiet area to hold their impromptu training session. You've definitely gotten stronger while I've been away. Good to see that getting that knight of yours hasn't caused you to start slacking on your training. I'm still no match for you, though. She's holding back, but only just... I think if I really try it, I might just be able to beat her. She clearly wants me to do it. And if that's what she wants, then I'll show her just how much I've improved. You're all fired up now. And I wouldn't have it any other way. Let's pick things up where we left off. Right. Come on, that all you got? I hope it isn't, cause you're not gonna be able to rescue your sister or the princess if that's the best you can do. You remember what I said when you were at the center? You remember when I said you were the center of Class 7? Well, I still feel that way even now. And I won't rest easy until I know I know that center is capable of beating me on its own at least once. What? Yes! Shit! I'm so sorry! Are you alright, Rean? Yeah, I'm fine. I should have known that I was no match for you. No, that was your victory, not mine. What do you mean? I knew that last attack of yours was going to be far more powerful than I thought you were capable of. So I was forced to stop holding back in order to block it. That's a victory in my book. Clearly all that stuff you've been doing has been great for your training. I'd really like to think so. I'd chalk that one up to luck personally. I wasn't even thinking. It was more like my body acted on its own. I'm gonna need a lot more practice before I can pull off feats like that at will. If you understand that, then I need say no more. But don't worry. I'm sure that if you train enough, you'll be able to do it. Have faith in yourself, yeah? You've got both the potential and the mindset to achieve great things. I'll try. Now exhausted, the two of them went back to the village. I don't even want to think about how badly that last attack could have hurt him. I feel like this war's causing the old me to resurface. Your bond with Sarah strengthened. The old Sarah. Have a little faith in yourself, Rean. You've got the potential and the right mindset to accomplish great things. It's just a matter of putting your mind to it. I'm really looking forward to seeing how far you'll be able to go. Yeah, let's see where it goes. I mean, there's gonna be 4 Cold Steel games, so he's gotta go somewhere, right? Alright. Storehouse still the storehouse? It's the storehouse for Amir's chapel. There are various kinds of equipment inside. Yep, nope, not that. Okay. I'm so glad you were able to find all of your classmates. I should probably go around and ask them all to take good care of you. You're like a younger brother to me. I love you dearly, but you have a habit of finding trouble. Unless you really want to embarrass me, please don't. Well, if you insist. I feel as though I should, though. At the very least, I should ask your instructor to take good care of you on our behalf. Seriously, don't do that. Don't make me beg here. If you say so. Unfortunately, I feel like I've missed a Gambler Jack book somewhere. Because we haven't gotten a Gambler Jack book in forever. I figured a quiet church would be a perfect place to sit and think about what we can do. But so far it hasn't done me much good. There has to be something we can do to help the people of Erebonia, but what? Yeah, though hopefully whatever we decide on will help people in Nord too. There's gotta be something that only we can do that will help better people's lives. We just need to figure out what. That's about the point I'm at. Still, if we keep thinking it over, I'm sure the winds and the goddess will grant us their inspiration eventually. This does actually seem like a pretty good place to brainstorm. Maybe I should join them for a while? Yeah. You know, now that I think about it, there is someone I'd like you to meet. A friend of mine, in fact. A friend of yours? Yep, follow me. I'll introduce you. He should be in the village right now. Monkey? Did you befriend a monkey? Is this friend of yours here? A hawk. I can't sense anyone. I suppose even you would have trouble sensing him. Especially if you're trying to sense a person. What am I looking for if he's not a person? Hawk or falcon? Here he is. I can't tell. I would say hawk. Is that a hawk? Ah, looks like the one who helped save us from those Jaegers in Nord. Very same, in fact. He's a friend of mine who watches over the Nord Highlands from above. His name is Zio. It was named after one of the warriors who fought alongside Emperor Drykos during the war. Scree! I've never heard the scree noise before. He looks so cool up close. But what's he doing all the way out here? Your guess is as good as mine. I spotted him on the roof of the Phoenix Wings last night. He might have followed our scent. All the way from Nord, though? That's quite the distance. I wonder why he would follow us. I wish I could say for sure, but I'd like to think he wants to lend us his aid. He watched us slip up a few times during our battles, so I imagine he thinks he could make things easier. Scree! I see. Well, he's already gotten us out of a bind once, and if he's got your glowing endorsement, he'll make a hell of an ally. Okay, welcome to the Team Z. Whoa. I think he's trying to say that he has no intention of getting too friendly with us. He'll just watch over us from above like he did before, lending us his aid when he sees fit. Hey, that works too. In that case, thanks for watching our backs, Zio. Scree! Since when do birds sound like airplanes? Let's not. Phew, we're finding new allies left and right these days, aren't we? It certainly feels that way. Though I bet he sees us more as weaklings in need of protection than allies. Either way, I'm sure his support will be invaluable in the days ahead. Yeah, I don't doubt that. And I could say the same about yours. Likewise. They quietly watched Zio fly off into the distance before returning to the church together. Your bond with Guy is strengthened. Guy has learned the craft Hunter Wing earlier than he otherwise would. Nice. This craft allows him to summon Zio to do damage in a line. That's really cool. That's interesting that that's the first time I've actually gotten something out of a bonding event. Cool. I'm sure Zio will keep watching out for us, but now that we know we've got a captive audience, we have to make sure we don't disappoint him. Still, as long as we're together, I'm sure we'll make him proud. Let's see what that bad boy's able to do. Hunter Wing. Class A damage. Defense and arts defense down. It has Impede on it. Borrows the power of Zeo, the Hawk. And 30% unbalanced. That is fantastic. Did you have Impede before? You did not. So that's your first Impede move. Very nice. Alright, next up, I think we've talked to everybody. Next up is our trip out to the valley, so we'll save it here. I'm gonna make a list on the battle quote, the victory quotes that I want to get. And, well, we'll see. Let me list alone is gonna take like 20 minutes, but if I don't do it, I'm gonna just forget what I've already done. So, for the moment, I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope I'll see you in the next episode as well. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, toodles!